What's up, everybody? Welcome to IGN Plays Live. I'm James Duggan. This is Mitchell Saltzman. And we are playing Fallout 76 on the Xbox One. This is the beta. We're going to jump in here and figure out what this game is all about. I'm a big Rust fan. I also like Fallout. You, however.
I'm a big Fallout fan, not a big Rust fan. I really hope that this is more Fallout and less Rust.
We ran a poll on IGN.com. You can go to IGN.com to participate in these polls, in which I asked, does the idea of an online-only Fallout appeal to you? 80% of the audience said no. But
that's surprising to me.
That is surprising to me as well. I think that a natural first step for Fallout would have been, hey, you can play with your friend in the game you know and love.
Yeah.
But we're moving to a very different format here. This is something that I am very excited to see brought into a AAA space. The idea of this kind of PvPvE, Rust, survival. Rust, one of my favorite games that's very, very emergent in nature. I heard a very funny anecdote about Jeff Kaplan of the Overwatch team. He plays Rust, supposedly, for 9 hours a day, the rumor goes. What's up, YouTube? What's up, Twitch? What's up, IGN and Mixer? I will be doing my best to monitor all of the chats. Mitchell will be on the sticks.
Before I do anything, I want to set the context. So, for those that don't know, Fallout 76 is a control vault. Usually, all the vaults have crazy social experiments involving all kinds of nastiness. Vault 76 is a normal vault featuring the best and the brightest of the world. And then there's Gort.
Oh, Gort.
And then there's Gort.
He's the best and the brightest. Look.
Yep. There's this guy.
You know,
his
mother loves him, I'm sure.
He is just the saddest of sacks that somehow managed to sneak his way into Vault 76. Find out the whole lore of Gort in Fallout 76, Gort.
Really, really weird to be in a vault with no people in it. I mean, I guess this is something that we have woken up to before, but it is very strange, the idea of a Fallout without NPCs.
Yeah.
Obviously NPCs in the form of enemies, but no quest givers, just robots. Am I getting that right?
Got some robots. You got Worthy here. Mr. Cogsworth.
How long is the beta going to be live for?
So it's a weird beta. It started at 3:30. It started a little early. It's supposed to go to I believe 8 o'clock Pacific Standard Time.
Just today.
Water. Yeah, just today.
So goodness.
And then that's just this first beta period. All right. You gotta get some water, get get some parchment on the throat. That's not the right way to say that.
Parchment.
Parchment is.
You got to eat some paper, folks.
Yeah. That's not the right word.
Okay, I'm going to read a statement now. Are you ready for the statement?
I'm ready.
So this is a statement from Bethesda. This strikes me as a very interesting thing. It's very open. It's very transparent. This is from Bethesda Game Studios. Then we're going to jump into some chat comments here just in a second on IGN Plays Live, playing Fallout 76. But first, this was something that they released yesterday that kind of made the rounds on Reddit. And I think this is just kind of to set expectations, which is always a great sign before a game comes out. But all the same, as a development studio, we've taken a lot of journeys. We've tried not to repeat ourselves, yet all our games have a similar DNA. In 2015, we decided to try something very new and very scary for us. Take one of our worlds and make it online only. Once the idea of Fallout Online survival game stuck, there was no turning back, but still some worries and questions. Will people want this from Fallout? Will they want it from us? How the hell are we going to make this? And what exactly is this? Oh, Gord.
You got a party hat.
Since that time, we've grown to 4 studios across North America and built a game 4 times the size of our last. We've developed all new technologies and services while bending older technologies to do things we couldn't think it could do before. We pushed ourselves in new ways that surprised even us. Our worlds, whether it be Fallout, Elder Scrolls, or the coming Starfield, are important places to us. We do everything we can to treat them with care. We know they mean just as much to you. The time you spend in them is important, and you want each time you experience one to be special and all it can be. And that, with Fallout 76, you two are left wondering, what exactly is this? And to answer that question, more than any games we've made before, that's up to you. A pretty nondescript answer there, but we'll move on. With our beta starting tomorrow, it's finally time for Fallout 76 to begin its real journey, because it's all of you who will truly bring life to the world. Usually after years of development, we finally finish, release the game, and take a break. With 76, we feel we have not finished, but reached a starting line where all new work begins. As somebody who primarily plays games as a service, multiplayer games, that line definitely hits me in the right place. I think that is the right attitude to have. And wrapping this up, we all know with the scale of our games and the systems we let you use that unforeseen bugs and issues always come up. Given what we're doing with 76, we know we're opening everyone up to all the new spectacular issues none of us have encountered. Some we're aware of, such as areas where performance needs to improve with lots of players setting expectations early there. Others we surely don't. We need your help finding them, and advice on what's important to fix will address all of it now and after launch. We can't thank you enough for your support over the years and your support while we try something very new. It's incredibly exciting to finally jump into the world of Fallout and experience it together with you. This is just the start. We can't wait to see you out there, Bethesda.
I think that's, first of all, it's a very sweet letter. But also, it's Bethesda doing, what they can to kind of soften the blow, because Bethesda has a reputation for making kind of janky games. And going online all of a sudden, I think you got to expect some jank. A little extra jank, maybe.
And, Fallout 4, not a particularly bug-free game at launch.
Yeah.
Nor has any Bethesda game really been a bug-free experience at launch. In the context of online, those bugs, I think, kind of are maybe potentially a little bit more malicious in terms of affecting your experience with other players. Now, one of the big questions that I want kind of answered on my own terms about Fallout 76 is, how is PvP going to work? And we can find that out right now.
I gotta actually see how to equip stuff here. So let's see. These are all that. That's all that. Stat.
Sithis on YouTube says this game is gonna blow up. Mr. Dan says boring.
Weapons. Okay, so I don't even have a weapon yet. Oh, hey, what's up there, Fear Uncanny? We cool? You want to give me some weapons? Oh, he's looking me down. Doug, I don't know how to do that. How do I do that?
You got to figure out how to emote. If you guys just want to see gameplay, if you don't want to hear our voices, hear our commentary, hear our experience in Let's Play, there is a ton of gameplay on IGN.com. Go check it out.
Hold on. This is very embarrassing, but I might have forgotten. I might have missed picking up a gun while I was there.
You're just gonna have to figure it out.
I have a gun on this slot, but someone just walked out of the vault and had a gun in my face.
Well,
so.
Did you see him walk out of the vault, or did he walk out of some other location?
Oh, here we go. Okay,
there you
here
go.
we go. Pipe pistol.
We figured it out.
I got it.
Get the gun.
Got the gun. Boom.
Got the gun.
Done. All right, so now we're just gonna, let's see, if we check the map, I think the map was this one. What do you guys think? Should we go north? Should we go west? Should we go south? Should we go east?
First thing I see in the comments. It's going to take a second. For that, in the meantime, we're going to talk about the release date, which is November 14th, 2018. So not a lot of time to kind of react to any potential feedback that they will have. This is obviously going to be something, like they said in the statement, that they're going to be addressing post-launch. And that's kind of synonymous for the survival genre. But with that said, Fallout is a AAA franchise.
Guys, I know I asked you where to go, but I saw a Ferris wheel. I'm going to the Ferris wheel. Sorry.
Fair enough. Is there any offline play? Asks Prayer Warrior. The answer there is no. This is an online-only Fallout game.
Yep. That being said, if you want to play it solo, I think there's definitely some considerations that they're making to play it solo.
Yeah,
but,
I believe you can not interact with other players, which is also kind of concerning. There are basically two schools of thought here. There's, I am a core Fallout single-player RPG guy, and
got someone.
There you go. Wait, did you just use? Oh, VATS is like
it's so hard to see.
Real time. I'm going to turn the brightness up. And then there's the multiplayer first Rust. This is kind of a AAA foray into the space that I'm familiar with, and I think both of those have equal concerns.
Sure.
With Rust, it's really concerning to me that you can kind of choose not to see other players if you want to, and kind of grind up to what the max power would be, and then choose to engage in stuff like PvP. Whenever that kind of system happens, Elite Dangerous is an example. Usually players will take the path of least resistance and avoid PvP, and then when it's their turn to kind of have the crap roll downhill,
sorry.
That's when they choose to make it.
I am out of ammo. Oh, that's how you emote. How do I just get the... Okay, hold on.
Having a little trouble here, Mitchell.
Oh, God, I ran out of ammo.
Laura Cannon says, this isn't very country roads of you.
Country roads.
Can you start your own bar? Asks the three Cooketeers.
Guys, I'm so sorry. It's so dark on our screen. I can't see anything. I can't imagine what it's like for you guys.
Can't you adjust the gamma? No, it's
No, I didn't see it. I didn't see an option here.
Let's check out the options, shall we?
Settings. Display. Nothing.
So the VAT system is just hit accuracy. That's obviously a big departure from previous Fallout games, where you could pause the game with a VAT system, and it basically kind of became more of a pen and paper RPG, if you will, based on hit percentages, crits, and stuff like that. The VATS is a surprisingly divisive system. I think there are some.
Think so?
Yeah, I think that there are some folks. Obviously, you can choose not to engage with it, but in the early stages of the game, it almost feels like a waste to not use it.
Mm-hmm. I've always really liked VATS, but here, it's basically just your. What I use it for in this is just looking around, seeing if there's any enemies nearby. Which actually, if you do that, I just realized that takes away AP, even if you're not locking onto something. If you're just using it as a way to locate enemies, it drains your AP.
Does health regenerate?
Doubtful.
Or do you need food and water? We're gonna find out.
So I definitely have a
Did you take
meter.
damage from that fight?
Yeah, I used the stim pack to heal myself.
So active healing there.
Yeah. It's so dark.
So I'm gonna run that poll again. Head on over to IGN.com. We're gonna be running this poll about whether this kind of game appeals to you or not. As a Fallout fan, as potentially a Rust fan or a DayZ fan, is this something that you're excited to see get a little bit of love? There you go.
Yeah, flashlight.
Mitchell Saltzman figuring it out.
Woo. Classic Fallout first-person shooting controls. All right, got a silver table knife. What else you got? Got a scalpel?
Alrighty. IGN.com. Poll is going live.
Money? Okay. Ooh. Hold on. Transfer. Okay, that's my inventory. So.
Oh, God.
What's up?
Nothing.
I thought I was at the Ferris wheel. I am definitely not close to the Ferris wheel. Well, getting there. All right, you want? So shall we run a little experiment right now and see how fall damage works?
Yes, please. Wow. Look at that. You're dead.
All right. Well, there we go.
Critically injured.
Sometimes you just need to science it.
Choosing to science it right away. And there we go. First death was 5 minutes in. Well done. IGN.com.
For science. The chat needed to know.
So fall damage does kill you, as I probably could have told you without you jumping off that cliff, but
well, you know what?
We've done it anyway.
You know what? You didn't.
That's true. You didn't. You had the option to be revived there by a friend. This is kind of a game that encourages you to work with your friends in an emergent way.
And once again, just in case it's not immediately obvious, this is literally my first time jumping into Fallout 76. I'm figuring things out. I think I'll get better as I go along.
The chat will give you a quarter.
You know, it'd be nice for a little forgiveness every now and then. All right.
So, I believe this world is significantly larger than the Fallout 4 world.
I can already tell that just by how long I've been going forward and how much, or like how few steps it seems like I took on the map.
Sure. All right, Mitchell.
All right, James.
You get us your first PvP kill after you wreck these NPCs.
You think it's is it friendly?
Nope.
All right, fine.
No, it's definitely
Challenge
not friendly.
complete.
There you go. So crafting obviously going to be a key part of this. The way that your base works is it's almost like a porta-fort. Oh boy, here come the Fortnite comments. In the sense that you can take it with you and it disappears when you go offline. Which again, when you compare it to Rust, kind of like breaks a fundamental part of that game, which is, you know, obviously very subjective. But if I build a fort in Rust and I put all my goodies in it, you can come with C4 and destroy it and take all my stuff, and that's kind of inherent to the PvP conflict. But Rust is not a game that doesn't have its issues as well. I think in Rust, it's very, very difficult to compete unless you're playing actively. And then even if you are, there's a very short window before the server will reset generally. So it's kind of hard to... it's a hard game to kind of come back to.
Sure. I never really played all that much Rust. It was never a game that that really seemed like something for me. But yeah. Oh God, I do really like Fallout. And so, what Fallout games have you played, Duggan?
Fallout 3, Fallout 4. I did not play Fallout New Vegas, which I know is sacrilegious to folks. I enjoyed Fallout 4, though. I'm definitely kind of more of an Elder Scrolls dude, though. Though, with that said, I definitely want to see a revamp in the combat with the next Elder Scrolls. I feel like the melee combat has been lacking for a very long time. As long as I can remember. Stealth archery, though. Good stuff. Fallout 76 is definitely a game that kind of jumped out at me. I remember I was at E3, right? The Bethesda conference came on, and they said Fallout 76, and then they started talking about like shared world shooters, and then my ears perked up. I was like, oh, new Fallout game, great, cool, whatever. But when they talked about the fact that it was online only, this is kind of in my realm of influence in terms of what I play. But with that said, I don't know if it's going to offer the depth or the kind of direct gameplay choices that I want out of a game like this. Being able to engage in PvP without some kind of convoluted reputation system or without each person having to shoot each other. I think as a PvP guy, if I see a guy, I want to be able to shoot him and kill him. I don't want to have this like appeals process where he decides to approve or parlay my request. It's like, so we'll see. Willing to give it a shot.
What's the chat saying?
Chat is asking, Mr. Brown551 on Twitch says, so is this an MMORPG? Not directly. However, I do think that there is definitely some kind of dissemination of the motifs of an MMO that has come into the genre.
Yeah. All right.
Is there aim assist? Can we test that out?
Absolutely not.
Really?
Yeah.
You don't think there's any
no,
aim
I
assist?
don't think so.
He says no aim. He has
shot.
I'm old scrub. He says no aim assist. We'll see.
Oh, he's level 5. I'm getting away from that guy. I have no weapon. It's not fair.
Michael asks, "What's up, James and Mitchell?
What's up?
What's your favorite game of this franchise?"
For me, Fallout 3.
I agree.
I think Fallout 3 was kind of both the prototype and kind of the most ambitious, in my opinion, of the Fallout games. And everything else after is kind of just building upon it. What's that?
Matt Evans on YouTube. Well done, sir. This game seems a little, quote, rusty. What do you think? So when I played Fallout 4, I remember thinking it was a pretty good-looking game. It has not aged particularly well, the engine.
I think that there are aspects of Fallout that look absolutely beautiful. I think if you look, that moment that you step out of the vault and like you look out and it's this giant open world, it's very colorful, is still very impressive to me. The character models aren't great. The animations are, I would say, bad. Hi, Geist.
I think you need to try and fight
Hello,
this guy.
Geist. Oh, yes. I don't have a gun. If I had a gun, James, I would totally.
Sure. Let's find a gun. Maybe there's a gun in this ammo box. There's only ammo in the ammo box. Who would have guessed?
Oh, I got 5 shots. It's not worth it.
You just try. I just want to see what happens.
Want to see what happens?
Yeah, if you could find him.
Guys, where'd you go?
Okay, here's a new poll.
I think he died.
Let's talk about the poll that I just ran on IGN.com. Rerunning that poll now that we have some more folks in the chat. Does Fallout 76 appeal to you? The first result was 80%. Can you guess what the second result was? 80% said no.
8% said no?
Yeah, but this time, what do you think? Now there's more active people in the IGN chat.
What percent?
Yeah. What percent said yes? What percent said no?
I would say 60% yes, 40% no.
No. This was 76. Hey, 76%
wow.
no.
That's surprising.
Yeah.
I think just the reason why I thought it flipped was because I think more people probably joined and
sure.
People were
24% say yes. Now we're gonna run a poll. Will you PvP?
All right. This is the way to my objective. So let's go this way. Let's just take a look at the map. Nope, actually. So that's okay. So it's pointing me to my. I don't have any loot to pick up. I'm going back here. How do I change active? I want to get that. Whatever. This is where I want to go. Man, they're not joking when they say, "Ooh, that guy's level 5."
Dove's damage says you can't engage in combat with other players until you're level 5.
Really? Oh, okay.
And I think that's a great example of some of the intuition. When you make these systems a little bit more opaque to facilitate some casual players, I feel like you get rid of some inherent intuitive aspects of them, that being one of them. Totally willing to grind to level 5, though, to check out PvP, but From what I've seen of Brendan Graber's preview coverage, my interest about this game kind of like peaked when they announced it, started following it, and kind of became a little bit less interested as time went on. I don't know if that's people's experience in the audience as well. These beta textures aren't final, says Mayro SMM. Where are you finding out that information from? Because this game releases less than a month from now. I would be very surprised if they revamp the Fallout 4 engine to a point that it looks like a totally different game in the next less than 30 days.
All right, so I put down a camp, which actually I have no idea what it does. But let's find out.
Isn't that where you're building your base?
Let's see.
So I think the idea here is that you build a base around this, and then you're able to kind of take it with you. But I think you lack the.
We have insufficient materials.
Yeah, I think you kind of have to get some raw materials here.
Can I break down my camp here? Let's see. Exit. Transfer. That's from my inventory. All right.
Oh my goodness! This poll is blowing my mind. What? Chronic. I have to agree with Chronic Smaug, who says if you won't PvP in this game, then don't play it. It's very, very interesting. I wonder if Bethesda, first of all, as just a gamer and a fan of somebody who likes games and likes experimentation and likes the dissemination of various genres and ideas like battle royales, I applaud Bethesda for trying something new.
Yeah.
With that, I can't help but wonder if they've kind of fundamentally misunderstood their audience with this.
Mm-hmm.
But I guess that's the experiment, right? Because these poll results are staggering on IGN. And then we're going to get into that in 19 seconds when it finishes.
Oh, we found the fairgrounds.
Crimson asks, can we spend the first hour standing in a pool of radiation so we can grow more arms or a rat tail? We have. How much time do we have?
Unknown, but you can spend your first 15 minutes punching ghouls in the face.
Scorched has got a gun.
All right, heal.
Can you play skee ball? Yeah!
You don't understand, James. I'm a freaking coward.
Is that an Ash Ketchum hat? What is that? There are still...
I'm getting radiated.
There's still jump scares, even in the online Fallout 76. Jump scares confirmed. That's great.
Don't ever play a scary game with me, Duggan.
Now I want to do a scary Let's Play series with you.
Don't ever do it.
Yeah. I don't know what I was talking about, but who cares? That was way funnier.
Oh, God.
Did someone get a nuke already? I'm not sure.
So here's my thing, Duggan. Here's my thing about Fallout. It's always been my thing about Fallout. There's such a thing as item overload. There's so many things to pick up, and me coming into this having no idea what's worth picking up. I just pick up everything, and I get over encumbered, and then it just becomes a miserable.
Oh no! I have to manage my inventory.
You know, you say that like I'm the one who's being unreasonable here, and that's BS.
I'm pretty sure you can just turn everything into scrap, right? So like even if it's not really useful, maybe not. Vendor it. Sure, yeah. Inventory management. It's a part of Bethesda games. I'm not mad about that. But there's definitely going to be a lot of minutia in the inventory, but I feel like you should know that going in.
Yeah. So I have four copper points, whatever it is. 4 currency points. Not going to be able to get anything here.
Go away! Can I say Scroats on IGN? Too late, I already did. Lieutenant Scroats asks, I think crashes and bugs are to be expected. It is beta after all. Yes, and Bethesda has said as much. Just making a bit of levity at that bug.
Oh, should just use VATS. All right, where's the there's
unlock your level 0 and unlock that level 0 box. You can totally unlock that, by the way.
Which one? The one that was back there?
Yeah. And it was a level 0 requirement. Take everything, scrap everything, stash everything, says Brandon Graber. Bam! The authority.
Boom. Wikis.
There he was.
Get out of here.
All right, we're going to read some IGN comments. I'm going to backtrack, so if you just commented on IGN, give me a second, I'll get to you.
I just want to cheat and win all these.
I just want to cheat.
I just want to cheat
IGN
and take all these toys that I didn't win. All right, this is where that thing was, right?
Richie F71 on IGN says, well, the problem is that people love Fallout games. Oh, we don't have any bobby pins?
Yep.
Sorry. People love Fallout games, but no one asked for an MMO Fallout game. Correct. I think Bethesda's trying something new, and you can take that as you will. Norbert767 says, with that mentality, you're going to have very few people to play with. Who I think he's referring to folks who want a single-player experience, which you can totally still have. I think an ideal scenario for a game like this would be additive. And what I mean by that is bringing in a new dynamic, bringing in this emergent open-world PvP, but also maybe keeping...
Not again. It's not happening again.
Once bitten, twice shy. But also keeping the core of what Fallout fans want. I think that moving completely away from what your core audience wants is a very risky move. We'll see if it pays off from here, Cotton.
All right, so I'm looking for Jangles. Jangles got lost at the fair. Trying to find Jangles.
Great. Good luck.
If you see Jangles, let me know.
Is that him?
What?
Is it that bug? Wait, don't kill the bug. He's a bug in every form of the word. Let's admire him.
I'm pretty sure, Duggan, this bug is stuck in the wall.
Well, why don't we kill him? We put him out of his misery. Oh,
He made me waste the bullet.
Okay. Basket Case says, Fallout players don't want PvP. They want to kill rat roaches.
Yep.
Well, we can't.
You can't because they're stuck in walls.
Bugs, beta. We're not hating on it.
Yep. Purple tie, Mr. Fuzzy.
Basket Case says, I don't think Bethesda misunderstood their audience at all. They set up systems that punish people who kill other players. They are anti-PvP. That is a bold statement. If they're anti-PvP, I feel like they wouldn't put PvP in their game.
You think if I pick this up, I'll start a quest to find
Let's find out.
Freddy Wood?
I'm going to say yes. Yep.
Last seen at Wavy Willard's Water Park on October 17th, 2077, attending a birthday party.
He has brown hair, green eyes. Okay. Hey, did that bring it up?
I think it's just adding new things to my thing there, my quest list.
I think if Bethesda was anti-PvP, they wouldn't put PvP in their game. I think that they're doing things to incentivize players to kill people who kind of go out of their way to grief, but that's also the experience the players griefing want, right? If you played The Division and you went into the...
There's so many pipes.
Jeez. If you went out into the Dark Zone, yes, you eventually accrued a bounty for engaging in PvP there and ganking players, but that's kind of what you were looking for. So I don't think that they're like telling people not to PvP. I think they're just making sure it doesn't become something like Rust.
Testing something here. Once again, for science.
For science. Mitchell needs to know.
I want my stim packs!
Something tells me that's not going to work.
Get out of here. Ooh, whack-a-mole. Kami whacker?
Here's a really
this
good
is
question.
Great. It's whack-a-kami.
Can you actually play?
Oh, God.
Oh, here we go. This is answering my question. Shoot him in the head. Just shoot him in the head, Mitchell. We need to know. Okay, here's a question. Atreus1990 asks, I'm just curious, how much damage do you do to another player if they don't want to fight back?
Let's see.
Find out.
Well, hold on. Let's see if we
give
can
me the
trick 'em.
controller.
Let's see if we can trick him. You want to team up?
Yeah. Wait. Just don't do that. What are you, a psychopath? Just shoot him in the head.
Die!
Pacifist is enabled. You're not doing damage to other players.
Oh.
I think you need to get to level 5.
All right. Well, in that case, help! Come back! Come back!
We will try and figure out, what are we, level 3 right now? We'll try and figure out how much damage you do to people who don't want to PvP. Because I want to know before...
Is there an I'm sorry emote?
There definitely should be.
Well, I love you. Brad Roach, come on. Don't be like that.
We're just experimenting, dude. It's college. That's what we do. Just join our party.
All right, let's just have fun with Brad Roach.
All right, we'll follow Rad Roach here. I'm guessing it's going to be like Sea of Thieves. That's an interesting comment, but I'm not sure where the parallel there is coming from. Well, I guess it will be in Sea of Thieves in the sense that you're basically going to be randomly instanced with people and that you're just going to kind of encounter on your own.
Yeah. Potato crisps. I feel like I've covered every square foot of this fair, and I have not seen a hint.
Mitchell, the largest
dangles.
Fallout game in the history, the largest Fallout world in the history of the series is at your disposal. Why don't we give up on finding this corpse?
All right. Oh, did I try to? I think I did. All right, we're out.
We're out.
Let's contact the overseer. Aye!
I love your reactions. Did that guy have a pipe or a
He had
machete?
a machete.
Great. Or a samurai sword? Wonderful.
All right, let's see. Where's the overseer? Overseer's all the way over there.
No Man's Fallout.
Fast travel.
ESO 76.
Fast travel confirmed.
The YouTube chat. Unrelenting. But that's why I love them. Whitehorse81 on Twitch says, I love Fallout, but hate PvP, as in PvP has way too many trolls and bullies.
Fair.
But I am a troll and bully. I just like PvP games. I think that there's nothing like hunting a man. I just think that humans are the most engaging opponents. They're the most creative and interesting and new, and I really like that.
That hurts. He declined my invitation to join a party.
It's because you shot him in the face.
That's
Why did you
probably
do that?
true. I just don't know why you didn't forgive me.
How many players per server loaded in each instance? I feel like that's a question that we have an answer to. That Brendan Graber, if you're watching, will answer in the around 24. Before I even said it, dude. Around 24 players per. There's no specific radio channel for PvP. You know what? The more I see of this game, the more I want to kind of experiment and try some stuff with it.
Doug, I feel like we'd have a good time playing together this game.
Let's do it. You know what game I was having a great time with until it started crashing? It's Blackout. Black Ops 4. So 24 players per server or instance. Hopefully that is kind of not locked. Basically, it's phased in the sense that people are popping in, popping out based upon your proximity.
Favorited my machete. Get some water. Do I have raid away? Raid away. Let's get some straight berries.
Zombie says, I'll ask again. And actually, this is far from the first time someone has brought this up, so I'm glad you're asking it. Since the stream crashed last time, do you think that they'll eventually make this game non-canon to keep lore consistent? Do you have anything invested in the Fallout lore? I bet Brandon Graber does, and I bet he'll jump in the chat and answer.
Yeah, so I think the big thing is with regards to super mutants, because super mutants had an established origin story in the Fallout lore, where they were kind of created in a vault, and that vault was kind of centralized to to Fallout, the other Fallout games. God, I hope I'm not mistaken when I say that. I hope
the chat will know.
Yeah, the chat will know. It's been a long time since I dove into Fallout lore. So, do you know if Super Mutants were in New Vegas?
Me?
I guess
the
you
chat?
wouldn't know. Chat?
No, I didn't.
Yeah,
I didn't play.
no.
I told you that's the one I didn't play, Mitchell. Why are you gonna bring it up?
Well, because I remember reading about like the origin, or like playing through requests that went over the origin of Super Mutants, and apparently Super Mutants are in Fallout 76.
Spanner says you were looking for a toy monkey back there, by the way.
I was like, oh, it was a monkey?
Do you want to go
dang
back?
it. No, I don't want to go back. All right, let's see where I'm going here. So.
Oh, we made it so far from home on our journey. Can we just zoom out and see what we're working with here?
Whoop.
Okay.
It's a big map.
Yeah. Here's a question that I'll pose to the chat. What do you think they're going to do in terms of post-launch support? Do you think they keep expanding this? Do you think they add more points of interest? Do you think that there's another map? What do you think post-launch content looks like in Fallout 76? I want to know from you, Brendan Graber.
I want to know what post-launch support looks like.
Somebody, Mr. 420 Spy says, personally, I think wombats are the most cunning enemies. Fair enough.
Is anyone talking to me about Super Mutants and the origins of them?
Yes,
and,
Super Muties are in Vegas.
They're
Super
in Vegas?
Mutants
Okay.
were a part of New Vegas. You
Never
nerd.
mind. Yeah.
Oh my God, noob. Super. No, I'm just
Yeah.
kidding. I'm adding that stuff in.
You know, that's all fair.
Can we make friends
What's
with
up, Opie Fama?
Is that?
Do you know what Opie means?
No.
It's boobies.
Well, thanks for that, Mitchell.
he's a booby farmer.
Is this hat a beta exclusive item? Is that the incentive?
The party hat?
Yeah. God, I keep forgetting what our character looks like.
I don't know.
Turn off the Pip-Boy light, dang it. I kind of like its green glow. Ooh, man. You know, it does do a good job with lighting. You're right.
There's too many things on my compass. Which one is the one I'm looking for? This one right here?
Just pick and go. This game is empty, says Billy Bow. We'll see. Brendan Graber says there's a loading screen tooltip in the game that basically says, oh yeah, West Tech put FEV in a pool here, so Super Mutants exist here. So the canon, completely consistent. You cannot poke a single hole in any Fallout canon. That's a well-known fact.
It's fair. I'm killing this Protectron.
Don't do it, man. He's just trying to Protectron you.
You are just bipolar right now.
Yeah. Well, he doesn't care, man. He's just trying to live his life and protect people. Like I said, there's no thrill like hunting a person. This Protectron is proving to be...
He's pretty sturdy.
A pretty... Oh, finally. No, I think he's just padding backwards. I don't even... Wait.
Oh, he's mad now.
Now he's attacking you. Okay.
Oh, he's mad now. Oh, he's coming very fast. Oh, he's coming very fast.
I hope he kills you. Oh, you got him.
Kill me. He's very bad this game. I ran out of all my ammo.
If you whiffed your final shot there, I would have laughed to no end. Crimson says, in before it dies. I hope Twitch is making the draw distance look bad. Comes from Fit Sniper. Let's take a look. Well, it's kind of foggy out right now. The draw distance at the beginning of the stream, I think, was very good. The last bullet is for you. Lieutenant Scroat says, okay, so you're telling me that the lore is totally borked in this game. Bethesda have mangled it in order to put familiar enemies and factions into Fallout 76. I don't think you're that far off. And honestly... wait, what are they aggroing on?
You know what?
I think there's another player. I think we're experiencing our first PvPvE encounter.
We can't do PvP until level 5.
Well, I'm saying I think that there's another player fighting these guys with you.
Oh, look, he's like hiding behind cover, kind of. That's kind of cool.
All right. You know, this is slowly growing on me.
Yeah. I'm level 3.
I feel like the depth could be worth the... Oh, jeez.
Auto aim.
Is it auto aim now?
All right. I'm in danger. Let's see. Pip-Boy. I have level ups, so I still need to see how to deal with that.
Fit Sniper says it seems fairly pixelated.
I can see now.
I am going to make kind of a subjective call here. Take a look. I don't see a ton of pixelation. I think what you're seeing is the bit rate. What happens is the video is compressed, and you start to see some edges kind of look pixelated. Don't get me wrong. It's not the best looking game of all time.
Headshot.
But it looks pretty clear to me, albeit somewhat muddy. I would say.
Yeah.
Ads Guns asks, are you guys drinking hard liquor while you play? Why do you ask?
What?
Let's jump back over to IGN. What's going on? You know what? Mixer. Mixer doesn't get enough love. Here we go.
What's up, Mixer?
Say, hey, Mixer. Ein the 813 asks, have we heard, Brendan Graber, this one's for you. Have we heard any information on how the servers will be populated?
Good question, Brendan Graber.
Brendan Graber, we
Yep.
defer to you. So we know it's 24 players per instance.
Yep.
And I imagine that would happen based upon a number of factors like your location. I doubt you're just going to be put in a lobby with 24 players when you log in, and then that'll be it. And obviously anybody in the same party with you is going to be in your instance.
Oh.
Untold Legend 1 asks, will the factions play a big role in the game? Will it be more rewarding to do their missions than the previous Fallout games? Complicated answer there. I think since there are no NPCs and every human you see is a player, I think that the faction presence is probably, from a thematic standpoint, going to be a little bit underwhelming.
Mm-hmm.
However, maybe there could be a really cool grind there in terms of what you're getting. We're picking our special perk.
Yeah.
What do you
we're doing
think?
a level up.
Talk me through your process.
So, here's the thing. We can get Gladiator, and I initially thought I was going to get this, but Fallout's not a one-handed melee weapon game, right? So I don't want to get that. Weight of all chems, I'm not at a point where that's going to be very helpful, I feel like. Concentrated fire, bats now targets limbs. This looks cool. Extra meat? You want to get some extra meat?
I mean, do we really need that? Have we
I feel like I don't need any of this
Have
stuff.
we encountered any hunger yet?
No. I already put one into that.
That seems good. That seems like a natural.
Just put more into that. More into first aid.
Sure.
All right.
Yeah, not particularly. I mean, I assume that there are more tiers to this than what we just saw, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Because those were pretty top
wait,
level.
Here's the thing, though.
Aliv24 on
Nice stat.
IGN asks, what?
Well, here's the thing. I'm wondering if I just messed up
You
because
just did. Oh no! What? It doesn't just go to
we
the
don't get
second
a
star?
second spot. So
I thought it was. Sorry, I thought it was just going to go to the second star.
that's what I thought too.
Well, you screwed up. Can
Screwed
you?
Well, hold on. I can rank it up. There we go. I can rank it up.
There
That's
you
how
go.
you do it.
Okay.
We're figuring it out, guys. Figuring it out.
Sorry, Mitchell's such a noob. No, I'm just kidding. I'm also a noob. We had a really good question here from Lev24 on IGN. How many hours do you plan on investing into the game? I think that's going to depend upon whether it grabs me or not. Jeff Kaplan has 900 hours, and I don't know if he has 900 hours in Rust. But the folks who play Rust play it to a point of thousands upon thousands of hours. So this game could potentially be that. It could also be a 6-hour kind of game where it just didn't really. Oh, I think the
See if we
makings
can
of a
make
party.
friends.
Yeah, let's do it.
Hello. Look at me,
They don't care. They don't care.
guys. I think we might have made a mistake in making Gord so ugly.
Chronic Smog says one-handed melee is still needed at first because ammo is so hard to find. Have you found that ammo
That's
is
true.
difficult to find?
Yes, I have.
Oh, okay.
Well,
Well, there you go.
so here's the thing. I feel like I'm at the very early point in the game where it doesn't take very much to bring down enemies. But if this is anything like any of the other Fallouts, man, enemies become bullet sponges as you get a little further. All right, so we discovered the camp.
Very good question from Hack and Slash, who asks, what exactly does VATS do in Fallout 76?
It identifies enemies in the wilderness. It gives you a way to fire at enemies without having to aim. It's based on percentage, but it does not slow down time, does not pause time. That's basically just what
So you
it's
can
for.
still use it in lieu of aiming, although it's somewhat less effective.
Yeah. Duct tape's always useful. Plan. We got a plan for a metal bed. So here's the question that I'm wondering, and the question I'll pose to you and the chat. How much do you envision getting into the creative aspect of this game? Because that was an aspect of Fallout 4 that totally was lost on me. Because I kept getting all this stuff that was meant for building, didn't really care about the buildings, situation.
Not at all.
Yeah.
With me, and the answer for that, I loved building in Rust, but that's because I was designing things for players to interact with and to front load an advantage on players who were fighting my base, like making parts of a house that did nothing, that had no chests whatsoever, so people wasted explosives, things like that. But since players aren't really going to be interacting with my base all that much, and it's just going to kind of be a place where I do my crafting, as well as some functional stuff, as well as fend off the odd NPC AI horde mode rush, I just don't know that I care, personally.
Yeah.
Do you care? It will be a poll on IGN.com. We'll figure it out. We'll get to the bottom of it.
James is the perfect host.
Here we go.
Making polls.
3-minute question, poll question. How excited are you for building in Fallout 76?
I don't want to do that right now. It's also very hard because I'm sure there's tutorial stuff that's being spoken, but because we don't have subtitles and because the game audio is very low, we can't hear it.
That sounds like your problem, Mitchell.
Yeah, it is my problem. All right, I want a rifle. Can I craft a rifle? Let's modify.
Go to IGN.com. On the very front page, you can vote on this poll.
I do not have a way to make a weapon, it looks like. Even though it's telling me to craft a weapon. That's armor workbench. That's probably why. Craft a weapon over here. Pipe
Choosing
gun.
emojis. This is hard stuff.
Syringe. I can make a syringer.
Here we go. Starting poll. 3 minutes. Head on over to IGN.com. Vote. How excited are you for building in Fallout 76? Ooh. See, we're refining our audience. We're figuring out who the folks who want to play Fallout 76 are. They're not PvPers, at least on IGN.com for the most part. But the early results seem like they are builders, but we'll check back on that in 3 minutes. Meanwhile, we're going to jump on over to Twitch. Weird Shapes asks, IGN, in your opinion, why is there hardly any coverage of this beta on Twitch? There aren't many big streamers broadcasting it right now. Well, I think the kind of, for the PC space at least, is what I'll speak to right now. I don't know that this game appeals to folks in the way that something like Rust or a straight-up PvP survival game would. Similarly, I think the folks who are kind of interested in Fallout are tangentially interested in this, but maybe this isn't something they're really, really breaking down doors to try and play. With that said, from an analytics standpoint, because I just went over some of our YouTube performance recently, our biggest video of October was the Fallout 76 preview. So people are clearly, they want to know more. So I'm not really sure why other folks aren't covering it. There's a ton of coverage done by the very, very expert Brendan Graber, who knows much more about Fallout 76 than both of us put together here on this stream. And you can follow out.
Follow out him.
You can find his content on IGN.com or just Google search Fallout 76 preview. His impressions were it felt strangely empty. And I think we're seeing a little bit of that right now.
Look at it. So you said it was what, 24 players in instance?
Yeah.
I mean,
24 players.
That's not a lot for such a big world.
Though they could be phasing people close to you. So I don't want to go out on a limb and say that, but I will agree that it feels kind of empty.
Yeah.
It almost feels like we're kind of like walking through a beta world. It is a beta. A pre-release world of a conventional Fallout game where all the pieces and towns and folks haven't been added in.
So I'm gonna take this guy out with just VATS. So that people can, well.
So it's kind of real time, and we're getting some FPS
they're running
drops.
Away. It's not great for VATS when they actually run away from you.
Yeah, I think if you opened up with a normal shot and then went to VATS, it might have been.
Oh, Mr. Prizebot. Ow!
Oh, you're getting hit.
Ooh!
It's the mongrels.
The mongrels.
And they're moving
a lot
on.
Of them. This is the worst weapon to have against these things.
Yeah, it really is. I definitely want to see you stream this at night. Both in the game.
This game's not scary enough for me to stream it.
You say that, and you've jumped like 10 times.
Okay, yeah, but that's a jump. If you want to see me play a game at night, make me play like Outlast or something.
Outlast is not scary. You know what game is
Controversial opinions right now on IGN Plays Live.
Outlast is the exact opposite of what I think.
I will prove you wrong.
It is like a board of executives got together and they're like, what's scary? Corpses, dead babies. religious imagery turned upside down. It's like this is like a '90s horror film. Trying to think of a game that's super. God, what is it? It just came out on Steam. It's just exploring a house, and it's terrifying. I'm not gonna think of it. Anyway,
I know what you're talking about, but I forgot the name of it. All right, I have
Simeon
very little ammo here.
Penitensor says Fallout 76 DLC NPCs. Fair enough.
Man, those stupid dogs interrupted my talk with the prize bot. I got something from the prize bot. I wasn't paying attention to what it was because I was too busy dealing with stupid mongrels.
All right, I know folks are wondering, how excited are you for building in Fallout 76? The winner, 44% say super excited.
Really?
And for those wondering why something under 50%, I had 4 options. I had super excited, excited, barely excited, I don't care.
So that you split the vote is what you're saying.
Essentially. But 44% of people are going to engage in building and are interested in building. And speaking to that comment, we have a comment here from, where did you go?
Whoa.
Cataclysmic Knight on Twitch says, yeah, I spent half my time building and crafting in Fallout 4. Definitely interested in it in Fallout 76. Lieutenant Scroat says, maybe I can find someone on the team who will do all the base building for me. That's where I'm at.
Yeah. Oh, God, I don't like mole rats. Top 10 worst enemies in Fallout. Number 1, mole rats.
Actually, the second Outlast, not scary. First
Okay.
Outlast, yeah,
I
okay.
haven't played the second Outlast very much.
The second Outlast, I was just rolling my eyes the whole time. Real Chili says, don't forget about the penis in Outlast 2. Yeah, sure.
That radstag doe. That radstag doe, Duggan. Duggan, where are you going? Duggan, come back.
You know, I'm contractually obligated to do the stream, otherwise I would have walked off just there. Visage, thank you. Cyphus83. Visage. The name of the game is Visage.
Yeah.
Visage. Early access, but it's pretty spooky.
How'd the chat react to that joke?
They've all left. We just lost 95% of our viewers.
I'm sorry. Psychopath.
All right, people are starting to react. We'll see. I'll read some. Can you change the color of your Pip-Boy?
Ooh, that's a great question. Let's see.
That comes from, where did that go? MMC Pain.
Oh, you know what we also have to do?
What's up?
We gotta turn on some radio.
Is that going to bring in voice chat?
Oh, I like it. It's Appalachia Radio. Oh man, they have this song. This song is like in every Fallout game. All right, we're gonna get caught on.
Country road, take me home.
They're gonna get us on copyright.
Richie asks, can't players also destroy each other's bases? I mean, I think so, but functionally, how is that going to work? Maybe not. Brendan, can you clarify? You spend a lot of time in the game. You're in the chat. How is interacting with players' bases going to work? They disappear when you log out, correct? So at least a very functional level, I think it's very easy to be like, hey, I don't want you to have access to my base right now, home invader. He's going to jump in though.
So one thing that I'm noticing, we've played pretty much 55 minutes at this point. I really haven't had to drink or eat very much in that period. So if you're worried about the survival elements being too intrusive, I think you're fine.
Is that can we go on your Pip-Boy and see like what your hunger is at, or how do we tell
it's
that?
right there. So it's
great.
bottom right.
Oh, you're totally fine.
Well, yeah. So I just drank like 2 things of purified water, which I have 5.
Yes, you can break stuff. Public workshop sites are permanent and fought over, says Brandon Graber. So let me ask you this, Brandon. If I have my base, why wouldn't I just pack it up?
It'd be very spooky.
After I leave it. Why would I ever leave it there for anybody to destroy? Is it just an objective mistake if somebody comes up and starts shooting at your base? Or like, is there a way to disengage from that? Can you just log off the game? Like imagine in Rust if you had a whole faction of people come up to you, like a player-made faction, and start sieging your camp, and you just logged out and the whole thing disappeared. Or does it persist if it's engaged in combat? Those are the kind of things that I kind of want answers to, and I know they're out there. So hopefully we'll get some answers.
I'm being
just a bit.
I'm being a real creep right now, sneaking around this motorhome, picking up all the squirrel bits. Campaign hat. I'm glad we turned on the classical radio.
Yeah, me too. Huffalump says, building was a major hassle for me in Fallout 4. Only did it when absolutely necessary, not my thing. I scrap lots of things for the building a gun/weapon parts, though. So crafting, also something I enjoy from time to time.
Mm-hmm.
Excuse me. Look, what is...
Just checking.
It's the
You gotta
middle.
make sure.
It's the middle of the day.
You gotta make sure.
Wait a second. That's a human.
It's a raider. Looks like someone those guys that were over here cleaned out this area already.
Dead NPCs confirmed. All right.
Oh,
It costs. Brandon Graber says it costs money to move the camp. What about the logging out thing? Can I just log out, and the camp will go away? Let me ask you this:
Holotapes?
YouTube, Twitch, Mixer, IGN. What are you most looking forward to about Fallout 76? Even if you're not looking forward to the entire game and just plan to play it a little bit, or are just looking forward to coverage of it, what is the element of the game that excites you most or is the most interesting to you?
So it looks like we're getting some information on these people here.
Great.
I don't see. We need to contact Miss Annie. I don't see Miss Annie in here anywhere. Okay. Locate Kesha McDermott. That's who we're looking for.
I don't want to be
There
that
you are.
guy, but have you completed a quest yet?
You know, I've completed parts of quests.
That's great. That's great.
These quests are very long. Don't judge me.
You know,
search
I
for
don't.
Kesha along
Oh,
the
okay.
nearby river.
You're actually doing something. I thought we were.
No,
I
we're-
thought we were just
Come on.
foraying into an MS DOS screen.
Look at that. Quest started.
There you go.
Basic. We've finally made it to basic training courses.
All right, I'm going to read these out. I asked you, what are you most excited about Fallout 76? Targrim Unlimited says playing with friends. Said 1990, mini nuking random people. Real Chili says just playing an open world survival game with friends and exploring the world. 8-Bit Cost V says exploring and seeing cool monsters. Rocky Mountain AM says exploring the world, salvaging and trading. Yeah, I think that's a pretty good vertical slice that comes from Twitch. We're going to jump into YouTube and see what people are saying there. Pong has better graphics. Okay, there's one comment.
All right.
Someone was saying group PvE. There it is. Crimson Rose says co-op missions and scavenging. I agree there. Let's go on YouTube or on Mixer. On IGN, I only care about the story. I want to play the whole thing solo, says Bazooka Cheese. I can't help but feel that's going to be a worse experience than if it were just a conventional Fallout game.
Yeah.
For a player like that in particular.
Oh, man, riveting gameplay. Me looking at water.
Sick.
Sick.
Great job. Where are we level-wise? When can we PvP?
We are level 3.
Okay.
Apparently, we
do
can PvP at level 5.
Says the chat. Brandon Graber, confirm or not. You just got some radiation from doing that. Hope you're happy.
There's a lady talking, and I've been cutting in and out of the conversation, but she's not using very nice language.
Question here from Adam Up. Do you think that those pop-ins will be fixed at launch? I would say don't hold your breath. Bethesda released that statement that I read at the very front of the stream that basically said, we're going to be you guys are going to be experiencing bugs, performance issues. We're going to try and fix those before launch as well as following launch. So I think you can expect Fallout 76 to be the type of game that is, ideally playable at launch, but will probably have some rough edges that need to be polished out afterwards. Man, this lady's really going off on a tirade, huh?
Just imagine this voiceover session. Oh, man, that was rough.
Yeah.
Sure hope she got through in one go.
Jeez, she's still talking. And I'm sorry for anybody who wants to be. Again, if you want to hear what this lady's saying, if you want to immerse yourself in Fallout 76, we have a ton of raw gameplay up on IGN.com.
Or we will.
We will. Yeah. Of the beta as well as the preview event, I believe. So please go there. Check it out.
Analyze.
24 people for a survival game, asks Bomber710. So I hesitate to really put a limit on that. 24 players per instance, yes. However, how those players are being instanced into your world, I think, makes all the difference. If it's putting you in a lobby with 24 players scattered over the entire world, I think that's a problem.
Mm-hmm.
If it's doing it based on your location and it's popping people in and out of your game, I feel like that becomes less of an issue.
All right, we're making some clean water. Will you look at that? I think I completed a quest, Duggan. Or just about.
Hooray. Let's do it. Overseer's Cache. What'd you get?
Quest completed. I got some perks.
Did you level up? Tell me you hit 4. Yes, okay. Let's hit level 5. Let's get into a fight before the stream is over. That is the goal.
All right.
We have a very interesting comment here from Vandarian81, who says, to be completely honest, if they've mastered the art of storytelling and acquiring quests without NPCs, I would be incredibly thankful. I'm so tired of bouncing between NPCs and online games. But let's look at the elements that we're basically interacting with NPCs, right? They're just computer terminals or notes or robots. They're still things that are giving you quests. You're not really, I don't think you're finding those in a remarkably emergent way. I was kind of hoping that the focus would be on the other players here, as opposed to, it's a strange thing to say there's no NPCs, the focus is on the other players, but also, you're going to be doing quests. I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know what I mean? It's kind of like...
I don't. I'm going to be completely honest with you, Duggan. I was paying attention to my level up perks because I'm not
no worries.
To what you're saying.
Nobody is. That's fine. Essentially, what I'm saying is I would imagine that this would be a PvP, or rather player interaction first game. It's interesting to me that the focus still seems to be on the world and on doing quests.
First things first. A+ pun. Check in with the self-serve kiosk. What's up?
This commenter, More for Life, says, turn off Fallout 4 and show me some 76 gameplay, please. Ouch. Does it feel like an MMO? Says Thuggin Ostrology.
I don't think so.
I don't think so. No, it feels like a very empty MMO.
Yeah. To me, like, the MMO feeling is getting a quest, like having to kill 5 of something, and turning it in, and, moving on.
I hate that. That should not be the thing that is synonymous with MMOs, but it totally is. The thing that should be synonymous with MMOs is massive player bases, is communal events, is weird, crazy, emergent gameplay, PvP, raids, group PvE. It shouldn't be questing. Questing is the lowest common denominator of MMO gameplay. And I think we're seeing some of the other, like Rust, I think, is something that kind of speaks to the MMO fantasy of EVE Online. You have this big world, you have people fighting over territory and resources, and they're doing that with spies, they're doing that with base building and sieges and skirmishing, so I think I'd like to see more of those type of MMOs. In quotes.
Quest started, second helpings, all right. Oh, this is the house that we just went to. This is the house that I robbed blind.
So what are you interacting with?
We're taking a look at Delbert Winters' body. Again, his story.
But couldn't he just be standing in front of you talking? Like,
no, because he's dead. That's the thing, Duggan. They're all dead. The only survivors are the people that are in Vault 76.
Okay, what if his wife was right there? Like, you're
She's dead too.
You're going through the same steps here, which is you're walking up to a corpse as opposed to an alive person, and you're getting exposition about the quest you're about to go on.
Yeah.
So that I think they kind of missed the whole point of not including NPCs so far.
Yeah.
But.
I mean, that's the challenge of trying to make a Fallout kind of prequel story, where this is a world where literally everyone has been, destroyed by nuclear weapons, and the people who haven't are stuck in vaults.
All right, if you say so. He could have just told you all this. He's telling you via a tape. The only difference is you're not interacting with a standing person.
Yeah.
So I'm guessing the big guy. Oh, big guy. Oh, thank you. I'm guessing the big guy's a fan of Rust. Yes, I like Rust a lot. I've have quite a few hours in Rust, although I haven't put a lot of time into it recently. But over the years, love that game.
Man, this guy's. I'm sure in a non-stream setting, this would all be very interesting.
Would it though?
But
I
okay,
feel like we've regressed here to like.
he's talking so slow. He just talks so slow. All right. Search for training. Volunteer training. Here we go. Get some meat from one of the local cows. Easy. Toss it into the fire until it stops oozing. Questionable, but okay.
Good comment here from a bunch of consonants. SVGGPHR says NPCs are boring. I'd rather have a more free flow exploration and building system. I don't think you're wrong, and I agree with you. But I think that what we're getting here is just NPCs that aren't alive. Like that's it. It's just it's computer terminals and robots and dead people with audio tape messages. The core gameplay interaction of getting a quest seems to be the same. Like, what would really be the difference if that guy was alive in there, if his quest didn't involve you figuring out why he died? Let's say that it was a father grieving their dead son. I think that would be a little bit more interesting than just encountering body after body after body with notes and stuff like that. And also, who cares why he died? Like, nobody is alive here.
So you're not super interested to partake in any of the environmental storytelling of any of these areas, finding out what happened to them?
I think part of that is cool. I think gameplay is like, when I think about environmental storytelling, it's not picking up a sheet and reading it. Mm-hmm. It's inferring things based upon the town, its state, the monsters. Maybe there's a bunch of monsters locked in, like if there were a bunch of zombies locked in a basement in here with a sign that said "keep out," I can infer what happened there. Sure. A bunch of infected people got trapped there, and there was a fight, and that's environmental storytelling. Environmental storytelling to me is not this. It's walking up to a computer terminal. It's
so far all of the quests that I've really gotten into have been given to me from this terminal. You search a list of people, you find out what happened to them, you do a thing that they're telling you to do, and this could also just be training. It's teaching me how to do all these things. It's teaching me how to cook water. It's teaching me how to make ribeye steak.
That's what I'll hold out hope for.
Yeah, so
sure.
Maybe something will be different.
Yeah, that's what I'm holding out hope for, though. I don't know. We'll see if that happens.
Contact the responders using the database. All right, let's see what's going on with Miguel.
Brandon Graber says, in some ways, this game really does feel like Myst, Love Myst, or The Witness, where you just missed the people who lived there. Yeah, I guess that is a cool tone, but I really feel like the mission statement of not including NPCs was to kind of change the focus to players. When you see a person, it's another player from Vault 76, and you can interact with them in a certain way, and you really, the game is leading you to interact with other players, and it just hasn't done that yet. I'm not saying it won't, but so the in lieu of NPCs, they've presented me with notes and dead NPCs so far. But again, we still have a lot to cover here.
All right, log in.
Kitten Mittens 413 says something that has never been uttered in all of 2018. It says, "I'll wait a month after it drops to see how it pans out." Everybody should do that for every game. I feel like we would avoid so much of some of the issues that come with launch day woes if a lot of people kind of that's just not the marketplace anymore. It's pre-order focused. It's early access focused. That's not a terrible thing. I mean, you're supporting development all the way through, but I think that is a very, very healthy mindset. Where did your name go?
Ooh, I can make a hunting rifle. All right.
Anyway, I think that's... Level 5?
Level 5. Here we go.
Let's kill some people. I think there's a player behind you.
I need to make my rifle. Let me get a rifle.
All right, fine.
All right, so let's check the map.
Whoop.
Sorry, Mike. Let's see. Where is that workbench? Green County Lodge. get the supply drop. There's a supply drop over here.
Adam Up brings up a good point. A conversation could go any way with a living person. That's kind of a core part of some of the storytelling of Bethesda is having choices in various branching paths, which is not to say that none of these quests have that, but the fact that you can't interact with the NPC does seem like you're kind of locked down on a single path. Are you two going trick-or-treating?
5.
I haven't thought about it.
What do you think?
Vapeologist. I think Vapeologist is said, all right, let's do it. Here we go. PvP. And nothing happened. Okay, there you go. You hit.
No.
You deal reduced damage to players. Oh, we barely touched him.
He has to fight back. Oh, there's mole rats all over the place.
I just want to see how many shots it takes to get to the center of the Tootsie Pop here.
Oh, I wish I had a better weapon. Yeah? Keep trying?
Yeah, just keep trying. Oh, putting the Division's bullet sponge to shame.
I'll kill you!
Nothing. We've probably done a 1% damage a bullet.
This mole rat!
Here's a great question. The poll on IGN coming up. Do you think that the how do I phrase this?
Doug,
He doesn't even care. Just keep shooting him. He doesn't even
saved
care.
me.
Just come on. Just this is for science, Mitch. As a scientist, nothing is happening.
He hasn't even fired back yet.
I know. Just keep shooting, dude. Oh, this is exactly what I'm talking about. For folks who see the apathy on my face right now. Like, look, it's a war of attrition, and he won because. Just stand still, Vapeologist, if you're watching. Yeah. Oh. Come on. Yeah. Okay. I'll take over. I'll take over.
He's just trolling me.
I'll take over. He's like passively.
Oh no, Bob Dylan.
Oh. Okay, so there we go.
Stop Dylan.
So that's a great example. That is PvP in Fallout 76 so far. If you're the aggressor, good God, nothing was happening. And then some guy comes up and one-shots us with a machete. So why include PvP in your game at all? I don't really know.
Do they get to loot anything that I have?
I think so. Seek revenge. You can seek revenge on the very just man who just killed us, the aggressor. Weird.
So yeah, so basically what happened there was
the least intuitive thing I've ever seen in my whole life.
If you are the one who's initiating the combat and they're not fighting back, you do such little damage to them, it's not even worth it. And then they just came with their friend and
Granted,
just murdered
we
me.
could be level 30 or whatever, and we could have a huge stat advantage, and that might help.
Yeah.
But that is super disappointing. That completely turned me off from playing this game. Just that one interaction. That's like... I get it. They don't want it to be that kind of game, but I think that there are other ways to make that less obtuse. It's just, if you want to include some kind of PvP in your game, how about a more formatted approach, like kind of a battleground, or hey, if you enter this area, you're flagged for PvP permanently, or just what happened just there is awful. That's
Mitch, look at your Pip-Boy radio for Hunter versus Hunted. Let's see what it says.
There could be more to this system. Granted, there could be a lot more to this system that we're not getting right now.
Oh, interesting. Waiting for enough players to start. Is this a hunt a player? Oh, so this is like a PvP mode.
Okay.
Hunt a player while another player is hunting you.
Okay.
I don't want to do that. I don't have a weapon.
That's okay. Well, that's interesting, but I still maintain like the roots of this genre in Rust and DayZ. It is an open world PvP space, and I understand that there are different audiences clashing here, but how unintuitive that interaction was like so incredibly off-putting to me. But that's just a personal opinion. Folks who don't want to engage in PvP, I'm sure, are overjoyed that just happened.
Also, I just realized that I have not equipped my leather armor that I crafted, so yeah, that was embarrassing. Let's make a rifle if we can.
Vandarian81 says the problem is that not everyone likes the same approach to PvP. Location-specific PvP zone is one example. Sure. Yeah, I'm not saying that...
This is straight up BS right here.
He's
using the workbench, so I have to wait for him?
What?
Oh, that's just...
Sorry, someone's talking to this quest giver right now. Yeah, I'm not saying that the problem is that players who don't want to engage in PvP are the problem. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying that if you're part of your game, let's compare what just happened with the footage from E3. Like, that is nuts, that time to kill.
There we go. Oh man, someone could totally just troll people by not letting them use that.
Beagle 908 says, as for PvP mode, sees PvP mode, still complains. What I'm complaining about is the fact that we went up to a person in an open world PvP game, shot them 8 times, and nothing happened. That's what I'm complaining about. That is the least intuitive mess, and if you don't see why that's a problem, then I don't think you're very familiar with the genre. With that said, players who want to engage in this for the PvE, it seems like that is more of the experience. Cool if there's some more formatted PvP, but don't include open world PvP if that's the case. Like, if you're going to make it that unintuitive and that ridiculous in terms of the damage reduction, I just think you shouldn't include it.
So this is interesting. This is basically explaining. Oh wait, so we can opt into these different things, huh? Is it telling us that we can opt into either allies, where it's just no PvP, strangers, where it's, you know, damage reduced, that's what we just experienced, or we can do that?
Enemies. Did you have a choice there, or was it just...
It
no,
didn't let me choose anything
I think that was just discussing...
It was just the different types of...
So someone with a green HP bar
status you can be in.
is your friend. Somebody with a white HP bar could be your friend or your enemy. And then... But both of you have to choose to engage in PvP, it feels like. And again, this is a very subjective thing. I'm the kind of player who likes games like Rust, plays Battle Royales, plays shooters, likes PvP. So what I saw there was a little bit off-putting. I'm not condemning the total system or the overall game at all. That's not what I'm doing here. I'm just saying that one interaction was kind of crazy.
I'll take that. I've been using a lot of pipe weapons.
Crimson7 says, I quote Todd Howard himself, "This is not a PvP game. This is an open-world multiplayer RPG game with survival elements. Then why include PvP? Why include open-world PvP? It's not a PvP game." I still don't see the logic there. And again, just one man's opinion. Not everybody at IGN feels that way. Not sure how Mitchell feels. And clearly in the chat, clearly feel a bunch of different ways.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm not a big PvP guy, and honestly, Fallout is not the game that I would want to do PvP in. So I would probably just ignore PvP altogether, to be completely frank.
If you want a PvP, see, this is the stuff I love, is like people jumping in and being like, well, the game facilitates it, so why don't you just shut up? It's like, if you want to do PvP, opt into the hunter versus hunted. Okay, still, the question remains, why include something where I can shoot a player and do no damage to them? It just doesn't, it makes very little sense to me.
So there's one more
I was
thing
like kind of on the fence about the Division's Dark Zone, in the sense that, like, okay, I'm being the aggressor here. It takes a second for this to start, but at least you can be the aggressor here. It feels like it's, yeah, as somebody who likes open world PvP and likes Rust, has been playing games like that for years, like DayZ, I don't know, it's just not what I was expecting.
Sorry, guys. I'm just trying to in my mind, remember what I wanted to do here. So we want to create a rifle. I just learned the plan. I didn't realize that you had to actually go into your inventory, click on the plan to actually learn it. So let's go. Machine guns. Oh, we don't even have close to enough stuff to make this item. That's a bummer. All right.
The amount of damage you did was a lot less than I thought it would be, says Real Chili. I know it had damage reduction, me too, but that's kind of crazy. That's pretty much what I'm saying here. Like, I thought maybe we would deal 50% less damage. That still seems pretty extreme, but given the stat-driven nature of the game, okay, we were dealing like 99% reduced damage there.
All right, so I'm going to scrap a bunch of stuff and see if we can get the items that we need to create that rifle.
Said 1990 says, sounds like you hate this game already. Hate's a strong word, and I'm not saying I hate the whole game. I really dislike the interaction that just happened. I think for what I am looking for out of Fallout 76, which again, subjective, just one guy who has a whole background in gaming and genres that aren't necessarily Fallout, that was a deterrent for sure. But that's okay. Like, there's other stuff in this game. Maybe there's still something like the co-op PvE or the hunter versus hunted mode or something that is going to engage me with this game, but I'm not sure. That was definitely something I was looking forward to, was the prospect of open world PvP, but it's kind of playing more like
Not letting me take this duct tape. It's making me very mad.
What are you trying to do right now?
I'm trying to make a rifle, James.
Oh, okay.
You're going
Hey,
on
so-
this tangent.
that's okay.
And I have a one-track mind. All I want to do is make this rifle.
Okay. But you got to wait for your turn on the
gotta wait
crafting
for
wheel.
your turn.
You got somebody queued up behind you, so make sure you kind of go quick here.
All right, so I need adhesive, which that tape would give me. I need gear. I need oil, screws, springs. Oh my God, why are rifles so complicated to make? All right, screw the rifle. We're going to the airport. All right, let's just fast travel back to here. Ugh.
So yeah, I don't have a problem. I have a problem with them including this mode and not really giving you a chance. If you deal 99% reduced damage, I think you should just not include it because I think it's what you're essentially doing is telling people like me, yeah, you can fight people in the open world. Yeah, you can just shoot them. And then I get in there, you can't.
No.
Come on. If they came out swinging and said, look, you need to opt into it. You either need to flag yourself for PvP, go to a specific zone, or do the hunt versus hunted mode. Okay, then you're setting the expectation that it is consensual PvP.
Yeah.
We're both saying, I want to fight, and that's what it is. But, like, the idea that I can never gank anybody in this game is off-putting. And you may say, oh, you agree for XYZ, but, you know, why do you think people play Rust? Like, that is the loop in that. That is the loop in DayZ. Yeah.
Yeah, no, I totally see where you're coming from. It seems weird that they would even have that system in place of the reduced damage when if you're gonna do that, just go the full way and just be like, okay, you can't do it, or you can. You have to choose whether you want to be part of one or the other. But yeah, again, I personally don't care all that much because I don't view this as a PvP game. Like if I'm gonna play a first person shooter, I'm not gonna play Fallout for shooting.
Yeah.
It doesn't feel good to shoot.
I was
That's
just excited
the honest truth.
at the prospect of like something that has somewhat of a Rust DNA coming to a AAA space, but that kind of told me that is not what this game is. The Rhythm Machine says, I'm glad it's that way. I don't want to go anywhere near players. Oh, it's Super Mutant. Okay, we'll read that after.
No, you can read it.
You
It's
trucking
not worth. Oh God,
Oh, these guys hurt.
they're big boys. Ah! Oh, I'm hurt. I'm hurt.
Oh, you got a friend.
Save
I think you got a
me!
friend. I think you got an emergent co-op, pal.
He's not doing a very good job, my emergent co-op pal. Making me do all the
Beggars
work
can't
here.
be choosers, Mitchell. Take wait. What is? I don't even know if he's shooting.
He's got
it.
like a propane tank on his head.
Okay, there we go. You still getting shot? Oh, it's not an emergent pal. It's a level
Oh my
10
God, it's a
super
level
mutant
10!
skirmisher.
Oh, this is bad news.
I think you can do it,
I can
man.
do it.
Yeah.
I think I can beat this guy.
You got. I don't want to be that guy, but you got 8 shots left.
Oh boy. It's all right.
Nice shot.
Oh, he moved.
Oh, he did a quick little dodge.
Did you see that guy though that I was trying to fight? He would every time he saw me aim down sights, he would just
He'd
move
go.
slightly to the right.
I love
That
it.
was my favorite
All
part.
right, when you
that
kill
whole
the super
exchange.
mutant, I'm gonna read this comment.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the combat of Fallout 76.
People are gonna blame you for being unable to.
Oh,
I
that's
will
fair.
say I feel like that fight would have been a third of the time
Let's see.
on M and K, and I'm sure that there are some very good controller players who can make this more exciting. Oh, he headshot you, dude. Come on. There you go.
Oh,
Got it.
baby.
All right, reading this. The Rhythm Machine says, I'm glad that it's the way it is. I don't want to go anywhere near players like you. You have your PUBG, you have your Black Ops, you have your Fortnite. Play those, and if you ever feel like playing co-op mode, then jump in Fallout 76. I agree. Like, if that is the point of this game, then okay. I just feel as though, again, it's a messaging issue where I think I was coming in expecting you can shoot players in the open world. And technically you can, but when you deal 99% damage, what's the point of including that mechanic at all? So yeah. And again, this I think has a lot to do with the fact that when you look at a game like this, you see the DNA, a lot of it comes from a game like Rust. And that is a PvP hypercentric. That is the primary thing you do in that game is PvP. So fair enough. And I hear your point. And for the folks who want to engage in PvE only, it seems like this is going to be the game.
Yeah.
And maybe want to partake in some consensual PvP. Okay. For the PvP folks out there who are like me, a little bit twisted, and want to do some ganking and some open world PvP and have their fun there, it appears as though, at first glance, this is not that kind of game.
Yeah. Oh, I was like, why? What is with this message? It's that stupid Hunter hunted thing that's going on.
Not Brutal B83 says,
Responders note.
so there's this narrative right now. Brendan Graber, if you can jump in Twitch and give me some clarity on this, that'd be great. A lot of the folks in the comments are saying that this is not the final look at the game, and somehow it's going to improve drastically before the game comes out. I feel like that is a pretty dangerous rumor unless it's totally true. If somebody has a source for that, let me know, and we'll dig into that. But as far as I'm aware, this is, obviously still a beta, but let's be real here. They have less than a month before the game comes out. So I think if you're jumping in here and expecting that this is like a 0.5 version of a 1.0, I think that is probably pretty unrealistic.
All right, let's see if we can get on top of that outhouse.
Desmond says, I feel like it's been hours since you picked up the silt bean. Are you going to eat it or?
The what?
The silt bean?
Silt bean?
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't even know what that is.
Let's eat it.
Just for you. Let's see. Maybe aid. Silt bean?
There it is.
What's it do?
I don't know. We're going to find out together.
All right.
All right, cool. We did
There
it.
you go.
Just for you,
Just for you.
because we like you.
I want that key.
Brandon Graber says, anything can change. Nothing can change.
Brendan Graber, do you see I just picked up a safe key and I'm about to unlock a safe? Mark that down in the wiki. I know you bet you haven't found it. You had to kill those tough super mutants.
I don't have a problem with people who have a problem with the aesthetics of this game. I think it's, it's a little bit of a dated engine, but again, they're kind of, I think it would be less acceptable were they not trying a bunch of new stuff. So I don't personally have an issue with how it looks. Is this the radio you have on?
Yeah, I'm going to turn it off. Okay. Ah, God, wrong thing.
No worries.
I feel like there's just a subliminal message going on in the back of my head.
What was that?
Back to the
What was that
radio.
big yellow zone that you saw in the?
It was an event, I think. It was like a
Oh.
public event.
Ooh, that could be cool.
Oh, wait.
Okay, tune in.
Okay.
Let's figure out that. I like that. This is emergent storytelling. Here we go.
God, I'm going to be right back. I'm going to turn
Okay.
up the game music a
Okay.
little bit.
I'm listening. I am.
If anyone does hear this, please see me at City Hall. I have something that. Never mind. Just come see me right away.
Professionalism.
It says to go see him. So I guess we want to go there.
Talk to Grafton Mayor.
There we go. All right, so we kind of got a quest just from the radio. Interesting.
All right, so just going to go northwest.
Ninja TW asks if they know there are a lot of bugs and want us to break this beta, why are they having progress carry over? Very astute question. Are they having progress carry over? Fallout 76 beta progress.
Question for you, Doug. What do
Yes.
you think about the UI so far and having all that? I mean, we haven't even started all that much. We haven't played all that much. And if
Sure.
you look already, that quest log is looking mighty full.
It is.
What do
in
you
fact,
think about that?
I would love a single button to be able to hide just that and not the other UI elements. It's definitely a different feel than a game like WoW in the sense that like you are hopefully immersed in this world in a pretty visceral way.
Oh, that feels good.
That sounds good. Ooh,
I like it.
very nice. Yeah, I think the UI is a little, it's getting there. I'm not going to say it's cluttered yet. I'll say the upper right-hand corner of the screen is a little bit cluttered, but I'm sure that there's an option to fiddle with it, maybe. I hope. So yeah, progress is going to carry over to the full game. That is a very, very good question. I forget who asked that. My goodness. But there we go. Ninja TW. I think it's an incentive for people to jump in. I think enough people would probably jump in, but if people know that their progress is going to carry over into full launch, I think that's more of an incentive to jump in. And I don't think we've encountered a game-breaking bug. It's all been
No.
pretty funny, lighthearted stuff.
If you were to tell me that this was not that this was just a regular Bethesda game that was just released, I would be like, yeah, makes sense.
A couple bugs here and there
Yeah.
so far, but there could be something
We
more.
had one
We don't know.
T-pose.
When does this game come out again? It comes out on November 24th, I believe, right? No, November 14th.
All right, I don't want to make that. I'm actually glad that I didn't make my my
November 14th.
rifle.
So yeah, less than a month. They have to work through bugs. I don't know if there's visual upgrades that are happening, but again, like the bugs are not crazy right now. We're not seeing a couple of performance hiccups, a couple of stutters, a couple of FPS drops, but what are we playing on Xbox One X?
Yep.
Okay. I would say the performance is acceptable so far. Personally.
Got some appropriate music now. All right, let's see where we're going. Grafton Mare. We want to go northeast. All right, you know what? This is feeling awkward. Grafton Steel. I'll be out. So
Can you
I guess
test out the addiction system?
no, I haven't. Do you want me to try it?
Yeah.
Let's see. All right.
Let's do
First
some
of all,
drugs.
let's eat some food because we're getting hungry and I need some health. So let's get some.
MD Xenorax asks, can you play offline? No, but you can supposedly play by yourself online.
Eat some squirrel bits. Get some ribeye steak.
Not November 24th, November 14th. Confused the two with the one. It's been a long day. Give me a break.
I'm not going to use the drugs until we get close to a battle, so that I can actually make use
Okay.
of them.
All right. You don't just want to
Yeah.
you just want to shoot up out here in the woods.
Responders emergency signal found. Let's try that.
Whoa. We are not giving out beta keys. Sorry. I apologize. Oh,
No, go ahead.
I got another hot take on PvP. 8-bit Taco says, I don't like PvP. Just not fun for me. He sucks horribly at it. But the restrictions and penalties and mitigation of it in this game make me feel like it's not going to be on the scale of other PvPvE survival games. That's a great take from somebody who's not really interested in engaging with it. I think it takes an amount of objectivity to be able to separate yourself from that and see how it's just immediately going to benefit you. And I agree. I think I would prefer that they kind of come out of the gate saying that it is a much more formulaic opt-in thing.
Mm-hmm.
The messaging coming up to this point was you're going to deal reduced damage to players, but if they don't shoot back, when they shoot back, then you have a real fight. But the messaging was not you're going to deal almost no damage to players. There's a big difference between reduced damage that could be anywhere from 5% reduced damage to 50% reduced damage. I think would be within the realm of acceptable. I think when I shoot a guy and I hit him in the head or the upper chest and he's got no armor on, I think I expect something there. And basically, you saw the dude. The vapologist was just standing there, not even as if he was standing in some light rain. So yeah, it's interesting. It just seems like something that like no one is going to partake in, and you will only be penalized for. At which point I say, why include it? Why have that be part of the messaging? Why have that be an expectation for your players to be disappointed, or at least the players who are interested in PvP be disappointed?
I'm confused as to what's going on here. This seems like a very occultish kind of house that I walked into. This auto repair shop.
Ninja TW, this game makes no sense to me. If they didn't want PvP, why did they make it massively multiplayer? Seems like a mashup of too many jumbled ideas. They should have just made up to 4-player co-op if they wanted straight PvP. I don't disagree. I think a lot of the times, I think the Battle Royale genre, for all the flack it gets and all the apathy that people have, I think it demonstrates something that is simplicity. Simplicity and intuitive gameplay that basically... I agree. I think that they're overthinking it in essence. I think it's like, what are we going to have for the open world PvP folks? Oh, well, they can still do 99% redeal damage. What about the raid folks from Destiny? Oh, well, there's group PvE. Yeah, I agree. I think that I don't have a problem with it being a shared world shooter. but I do kind of just wish that wasn't part of the core thing, that wasn't part of the core gameplay showcase. Is going out in the open world and just shooting a guy, killing him, taking his stuff. Like that's Rust. That's the open world PvP that clearly does not seem to be part of this game right now.
Oh man, I need stim packs. Oh, thank God, stim packs.
I have a question. Why don't you get over it? Okay, all right. I think we've talked enough about it.
I think we've probably.
It keeps coming up in the chat. I think we keep talking about it because it's something that players want to discuss, or at least I want to discuss, and the chat wants to discuss. So we'll move on. We got 20 minutes left here. We'll talk about other things.
Talk about all the stuff that I'm taking from this desk. Wow, look at all that stuff. Use oil can, torque rod, crush things. Ooh. All right, I need to get
Damn, this guy's annoying with that PvP crap. Yeah, there are people who don't care about it at all, and then there are people who absolutely love it, and I can tell who is who.
Oh God, I just want a stim pack. Someone give me a stim pack, please.
Dowds asks, does it feel too much like Fallout 4?
I don't think
is that a
that
metric
would
you're
be a
concerned
bad
with?
thing. Yeah, I don't think that would be a bad thing.
It looks like Fallout 4.
Yeah,
it looks like it could be a Fallout 4 expansion.
I think what we were talking about at the very beginning of the stream, how Brenda described it, as in like it feels like a very lonely version of Fallout. I think that's very accurate. It feels like a very lonely version of Fallout. Let's see. I need some water. I don't actually know. Oh, I don't think I should have had the boiled water. Should have had the.
Did you just try? It'd be much funnier if it was
have some
boiling water.
Purified water. There we go. What was I gonna say? Yeah, I don't remember. Screw it. I need some stim packs. That's all I care about. I enjoy the settlement building. I haven't really gotten all that much into it. And again, I think that's an element of Fallout 4 that I wasn't super into. And honestly, if it's a big part of Fallout 76, I don't know how great I feel about that.
The building?
Yeah. The settlement building specifically.
I'm sorry, you know what I'm still focused on.
You want some PvP, don't you?
No, I'm not going to say it. I'm not going to say the
yep.
words. I will say that there's a lot of very interesting discussion happening in both the Twitch as well as IGN chats. If you want more discussion about that thing we can't talk about anymore, because I promised I wouldn't, head there. People have a lot of really good ideas that are completely what I feel about it. But right now, we're going to focus on the task at hand, which is killing mole rats.
Killing mole rats.
Exciting.
On the way to investigating Morgantown Airport.
Whoa, there's some popping. We got some boxes popping in.
Little pop-up pop-in.
It happens. But
Claim workshop at Gorge Junkyard. How much ammo do I have? Okay, not bad.
yeah, you got enough.
It's worth noting, we turned
more
on that
pop.
hunter/hunted preparation thing, and it's not done anything
You
with
can't talk about PvP, Mitchell.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Nobody cares.
Jesus.
No, it's a very divisive topic.
Oh, God.
And that's a really good point. We turned on the PvP mode, and now we're getting lazed. What if that was a player? Wouldn't that be the funniest thing? It's not.
I don't want to start a fight. I come in peace. I just want stim packs.
So this is a really good. We're talking about the advantages of this being an online-only game, or what that would offer. And I think what actually just happened right there is a good example. Mitchell just got chunked for about a third of his HP in a single shot, and that to me says, okay, maybe at this point I'm actually going to go out, find some people to team up with, and come tackle this thing, because clearly it's going to be a challenge on your own.
Yeah.
Or maybe you just do it yourself, depending upon the kind of player you are. But I do think that there needs to be sufficiently difficult PvE content to warrant the online nature of the game.
Yeah.
There's stuff that you can't do on your own. And I believe there is towards the end of the game.
One thing that I've noticed, one thing that I actually do like about Fallout, and it's something that I think is kind of, it's something that's unique to Fallout and other Bethesda games, is this idea of like, oh, I got a main quest that I can follow. Oh, what's this though? And you go over, you investigate it, and all of a sudden, now I'm completely off track because I spent so much time trying to, investigate that little house. And it's actually kind of a nice thing. I enjoy the idea of there's always something to do no matter where you turn.
Yeah. It's kind of like the hero's journey. Like you go, oh, I'm going to go over there to get this thing. And then you just keep getting sidetracked, so much so to the point that when you actually come back to finish your first objective, it seems insignificant by comparison.
That's fair.
And that's something that I think Skyrim does a great job of and Fallout does a great job of. Ninja TW asks, so if this game isn't about PvP, it's not, what is the objective of the game? Just doing fetch quest missions and leveling up.
It's like Fallout.
Yeah. I mean, I think that you're building. I think that you're exploring the world. I think that you are engaging in an amount of storytelling, though it is mostly with dead characters or computers. And then I think the other big element, even if PvP is a total non-starter in this game, is group PvE. That's really interesting to me. I remember in Terraria, when the asteroid would hit, the idea of going there and getting that unique resource and fighting those things with your friends was really cool. And I feel like that's kind of what a nuke is in this game is you have these various incentives, I feel, to group up with your friends and go tackle some interesting group encounter. Now, I'll pose a question to you as well as the audience. Do you think Fallout is the kind of game mechanically that can facilitate interesting co-op PvE? I think Destiny is. I think World of Warcraft is. I even think like some games like Dota's story mode, the ability usage, dodging telegraphs, understanding boss mechanics, that to me is interesting PvP. Everybody's shooting one big bullet sponge. I don't know. We'll see.
So
You know?
I kind of do. I think it's there are elements that I think are similar to the appeal of Destiny. For me, the most appealing thing is the idea of loot and how like there's such few resources that you yourself can get on your own. That like the idea of being
Oh my god!
I don't like this.
That was amazing.
Leave me alone. I was trying to explain
I love
something.
that so much.
Ah.
Oh my god, can somebody clip that out on Twitch Moments, please? And please tweet at me at Thugganduggan with that clip. I will retweet
God.
it. Oh,
I
that
hate
is
you.
great.
Leave me alone. I just want stim packs.
Even if I end up not playing this, I think I'll watch Mitchell play it. You were saying this game isn't scary, but clearly
It's not. These guys are just assholes that decide to sneak up on me. I'm sorry.
It's so funny. Oh my god. People are dying in the chat. That was great. Highlight of the stream for me.
Oh,
If we can't see other players, if we can't kill other players,
him
at
in the
least at least we can watch Mitchell die live here on stream. Rip. Dead.
you know, Duggan. It's funny. It's funny to see your reaction. I spent 4 years of my life doing videos like this.
Scary Let's Plays. You have incredibly natural reactions to that kind of
Thank
stuff.
you. I appreciate that.
Um,
I appreciate you complimenting me on my natural reactions. What I don't even remember what I was talking about. Oh, the co-op thing. I kind of like the idea of being able to trade with my buddies that I'm playing with. Like they go, in one place they find a bunch of cool stuff, and maybe I have something that they need, and I think that's kind of an appealing PvE interaction.
look at this NPC.
Yeah.
He may
It's
not
a
be
robot.
alive, but he is an NPC. Black Mesa says, with such a huge map, do any areas feel bland? You can answer that better than I can, having played it.
It feels like Fallout, right? It depends on how you define bland. It looks nice. It looks like a wasteland.
Yeah. I would tell that player to go watch, or that commenter to go watch a preview, which Brendan Graber put up, which basically said it feels like Fallout, but kind of empty.
Yeah. Stims.
Yeah, I'm not trying to say this game is trying to be Destiny. I'm just wondering what the co-op PvE mechanics are. And you bring up a great point. There's all this stuff outside of it, in relation to the crafting, in relation to the base building, in relation to your progression. Trading is a really, really fun thing that a lot of games don't really offer anymore. I had a ton of fun in Diablo 2 trading, and obviously that's can't exist in that kind of game. But maybe in this kind of game, it totally could.
Mm-hmm. Why won't it let me buy stim packs?
Chat, help the poor man. Isn't there a perk that allows you to craft stim packs? That's Nav from the north. Do you not have inventory space?
Is that it?
Looks like
134 out of 185.
yeah, unless they're super heavy. Why is everything? Maybe it's because you have 4 coins.
Oh, are you kidding me? How have I? All right, well I can sell this stuff, right?
4 caps. Yeah, there you go. Sell all your crap. 2 problems at once. I'm not even going to read the comments about that.
Don't want to sell those.
Can you fast travel? Yes, I believe you
Yes.
can. Asks Snowman91. Is there split screen, or can that be enabled? Don't think so.
Sell everything. Ugh, I'm not gonna have enough. I'm having enough for one freaking stim pack after selling all this junk.
I'm sure that there are other ways you can heal, no? One of these things is going to be worth a ton. You can get a diluted stim pack.
All right. Yeah, that's what I'm trying to get. I'm trying to get multiple of those.
Jojo Monster asks, have you experienced any PvP yet? Funny you should ask. Fast forward about 20 or 30 minutes, and
Oh,
you'll
I just
see...
sold the hunting rifle that I had to
Oh
quit.
my God, is there a buyback?
It's fine. No, it's fine. I have another one.
Give Mitch a break, folks. It's 5:46 p.m. We've been here all day. October is a very busy month. We've been playing games, and that's all I'll say about that. So, Jojo, if you want to see the PvP, my 30-minute rant on PvP, check it out.
Someone clip
Rewind
that
30
out.
minutes. It's too long of a clip out.
Oh, I can't only afford one stick pack.
Stock up now. Supplies are available.
Well, you know, it's worth it.
Is there really no way to get rid of the mission log or some of it? Great stream, guys. Thank you, Heli Pro.
Thank you.
We can answer that question right now in the menu.
What am I looking at? Oh, let's see.
Let's check out some of the HUD options if folks want to get rid of that
Settings.
display. I
Display.
believe. It could also be in game. Show active effects on HUD.
I don't think
That's
that
just
would- that would
buffs.
be it.
You can change the HUD opacity, but that changes the entire thing.
I would put on general subtitles. That would have been helpful.
And then what about the game options?
Oh,
No.
you can turn on and off pacifist mode.
Pacifist mode.
Wait.
You can't hurt other players, and you're choosing not to participate in PvP. Other players can still murder you.
So
What this whole open world PvP system is convoluted and unintuitive based on our granted one experience with it, but that's all it should take to understand what's at stake. Like, in pacifist mode, you cannot hurt other players, and you are choosing not to participate in PvP.
Yeah.
But other people can still hurt you. But as we saw, it's really difficult to hurt other players. Maybe if you're level 50, in which case, I just don't think that's a good system. If equal level players can't engage in PvP, and there's a pacifist mode, maybe.
it's kinda weird. It's kinda weird.
Okay. I understand. I understand what that is for. That is for group PvE, or
Uh-huh.
if you're playing with people and you don't want to accidentally friendly fire them.
Okay.
Which I ask with the unintuitive PvP system, why not have that just be the default? Just a question. Just a question.
Ammunition vending machine. Yes, please. With my 29 caps. Oh, it needs to tell me what. Duggan, you're a gun guy. What gun should I get for my hunting rifle?
308.
308. All right. Get whatever I can.
Make sure. Wait, before you buy all of it, make sure that you just got it bought around.
I just got what?
Make sure you just bought around. Well, before you buy the whole thing, just make sure that is the ammo type.
All right.
5 caps. Expensive. Ammunition is. I think it wants you to find it in the world. Can you go to your inventory? There it was. Yeah. 308.
308.
Ba-boom!
Got it. I guess since we're getting close to the end of the stream, I can talk about my thoughts on what I've played so far.
Please.
But yeah, I'm enjoying a good amount of what I'm playing so far. It's Fallout, man. It's not the Fallout that I would really want right now. I would much prefer a single player.
Is it the Fallout we deserve?
I don't want to get into that cliche. It's not the Fallout that I want. It's not a new Vegas style Fallout that kind of expands upon Fallout 4, but it's doing some interesting things. None that I've really gone deep enough into yet to really firmly say whether I like or dislike it. I'd be interested. Oh, there's a level 14 Rad Scorpion over there.
I think you got to fight it, man. I think
Oh,
we got to.
God.
Well, we still have 10 minutes. You
Still
have 10 minutes.
We
To kill it.
gotta. I'm very interested to get into this with a friend playing in co-op, which I feel is the way it's meant to be played.
Yeah.
But yeah, overall, it's good.
It's empty.
I'll say it's good.
empty multiplayer Fallout.
It's not great. It's not amazing.
Definitely getting some pop in and performance here. But again, it is a beta. They said as much.
I'd be so interested to see just how much the performance improves after the beta.
Yeah.
I would be surprised if it's substantial.
This is not just a Fallout thing. This is me talking to you just as a gamer. When you play a beta that is less than a month away from release, it is your best interest as a consumer not to expect a massive amount of changes because you're bound to be disappointed, or a massive amount of improvements. Obviously, they're going to work on the game. This is in regards to literally every beta that is a promotional beta. I think this is actually for testing. It's still a month away, but it's not 6 months away. So I don't think you should expect anything crazy in terms of graphical overhauls, or which is not to say it's not possible here. But anyway, bed healing, OP. Yep. Mark the beds on your map.
Remember how in Fallout you rest and you just speed up the time, and you just go to a black screen, come back, and all your health was refilled? Not in this one.
You got to sleep. But hey, I need bio breaks. I want to get a glass of water.
Sure.
I want to get a snack. I wonder if we could kill a player like this. I wonder if we found somebody sleeping.
Oh, God, that would be great.
If they would naturally regenerate HP faster than we could kill them. The answer is probably yes, but we'll see. I'm very, very interested to see a larger discussion about the open world PvP. I know we said we wouldn't talk about it anymore, but can you get sick from sleeping in sleeping bags?
Apparently, you can catch diseases.
Huh. That quest log is getting pretty big.
It's getting pretty big.
I wonder where we'll stop.
Aid.
I would love an option to shrink just that element.
So right away. All right, where am I going here?
VATS is auto aim. Yes, it still does take the thing, and it's percentage based. It doesn't slow time anymore, but yeah, that's still part of it. We're getting a lot of hitching and a lot of more performance issues in this particular area than we were in other areas.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot more stuff going on
Yeah,
here,
yeah,
I feel like.
We're definitely getting some FPS drops.
Come on, that hit you. Don't lie.
It's like a barn. Nice.
I got a video to show you,
shots.
by the way, after we finish this. If you
can
enjoy
take a board for
seeing me
crafting?
freak out.
I can't wait, dude. The fact that you're next to me and we were just having a conversation, I love that you're killing those things just in case they jump scare you.
Yep.
That's really good.
Actually, well, hello there.
You're using 5 caps a shot to avoid a jump scare. It's great.
Oh, you should watch me play Resident Evil. Oh, God. Survival horror. Oh, God, there's so many of them. What is happening right now?
You're getting super mutated. If you guys have questions that we didn't answer on the stream, please ask them right now. I'll do my best to answer them, but if for some reason I can't or don't see them, make sure you tweet at Brandon Graber. What's your Twitter? Yeah, I can just look
Raga
it up.
Fraga.
Raga Fraga. That's
Raga _4 Fraga.
_. There we go. Yeah. So RAGGA _FRAGGA. He is our Fallout 76 guy. He's the one doing all the guides coverage. He's doing the wiki. He might be doing the review, but he did definitely do the preview. And as such, that's weird that hit didn't count. I wonder if it's like an armor thing. Anyway, if you have questions that we didn't answer here, please tweet at him.
Oh, God, they're still chasing.
Nav from the North asks, at IGN, how are the perks that you've seen so far?
Pretty insignificant, it felt like.
Kind of underwhelming.
Oh, God, I'm going to die here, Duggan.
I'd like the perks to be... are they still chasing you?
They're
Is there
definitely still chasing me.
Is there no aggro range? Like, are they going to leash?
There's definitely still chasing
Oh, you can kill that one, dude.
I
you
don't
no
have
ammo.
a shot.
Do you have your revolver still or no?
Nope.
Oh, boy. You may just have to fisticuffs. Punch him in the... Oh, what are you doing? You're going to die,
I'm
dude.
going to die.
This is not Fallout Offline. This is Fallout Online.
Oh, man. Hell.
Yeah, sorry. But again, it's possible that the perks could get better later in the game, maybe? I don't know. But right now, they definitely feel like kind of multiplayer perks, like, oh, 5% this and 5% that, and nothing that interesting.
Goodbye, Gort.
Aside from the pop-in, does this look significantly better than Fallout 4 graphically? God, I don't know. The last time I played Fallout 4, to me, this looks exactly like Fallout 4, but that's just me.
Yeah, it looks very, very similar.
Do
Do enemies stop chasing you? Doesn't look like it.
They might, but we didn't hit the leash range, so it's definitely significant.
Why does it still say I'm level 1? I'm like level 5.
Sorry, Gort. Actually, I think that's just I don't think that information updates.
Yeah.
I think that is just the border.
It's dumb.
Uh,
I wanted to grenade them. Whoever said grenade them, but I didn't favorite my grenade. I'm like, I have one grenade.
Oh, is that what you were looking for at the
yeah,
end?
that's what I was looking for.
A desperate race to find the grenade.
Fires.
Can you
blanks
drink some
of
alcohol
engines.
and do some drugs? Why don't we do some drugs? We got 4 minutes
You
left.
want to overdose?
I don't know. I
Get
just
some psycho buff.
purified
think-
water, all the hard stuff.
Yeah, that's
Wine.
Mix psycho and wine.
All right,
Some
let's
spices on
let's see what happens now. You look pretty
Pretty normal.
pretty sober.
I mean, I didn't really have that many.
You can go crazy. Who's that? Is that it's a robot?
Okay.
Frame drops like
Oh.
crazy. So somebody was asking, aside from the pop in, are you seeing any? Well,
that's
yeah,
interesting. I shot him with a syringe, and it seems to be
poison
doing
that
damage.
poison that robot's blood.
How do I just get to fists? I just want my fists.
Spider Clone says, would you recommend buying it immediately or waiting for a bit? I would defer you to the IGN review that we'll post probably before the game launches, or maybe after the game launches. Me personally, I'm going to wait. I don't think I'll be buying this at launch.
Yeah.
I answered a lot of questions about the game on the
Yeah.
stream today
If
pertaining to me.
if friends will pick this up, then I will play.
Then you will? Okay. Those are our opinions. Again, this is a beta. You should do a lot more research, or at the very least read some reviews, I think, before. Or if it just really speaks to you, then cool.
Sold all my. Oh man, it's a good thing I'm not gonna be playing on this character anytime soon. I'm gonna start over.
Lieutenant Scro says, thanks for the stream and answering our questions. No problem. Yeah.
Thanks for hanging out.
Again, you can follow me at Thug and Duggan. You can follow Mitch.
Jurassic Rabbit. JURASSICRABBIT.
THUGGN to UGGN for me. We still have about 3 minutes here. Overall, I'm really interested that... I'm really happy that we were able to jump in and figure out some hey, what is this? I know this information is out there, but this is a pretty big game in terms of its systems. And I think just being able to jump in and be like, hey, how does it feel when I engage in PvP? How does it feel when I do this? How does it's weird that I have to wait for a crafting bench.
Yeah, that was probably my biggest problem with this game.
Yeah, biggest complaint. Mixer, what's up? I will not, for everybody asking to give me a score, I'm not going to do that.
No.
Watch our review. I'll give Blackout a score.
You already did.
It's a 9.
Look at this. You see this, Duggan? Boom.
Call of
Oh,
Duty, a 9 on
oh.
IGN. What is that?
He dropped the bear.
Oh, wait, is that what you needed?
No, I
Stuff
thought
folder.
that was what I needed.
Yeah, I haven't really gotten into mainstay Call of Duty since Modern Warfare 2. However, Blackout is, I think, the most enjoyable battle royale out right now. It's very, very well, it's polished, and the momentum is really good. There's a lot of really fun gadgets. With that said, I've been experiencing a ton of tech issues on PC recently, so if you still haven't purchased it, I would actually wait, because it's in a pretty rough state since a patch the day after I put my review up. Nuts.
I mutated and became a plague walker.
You did?
What does that look like?
You just look like,
Weird.
you just look like that guy. It's just that guy.
Good old Gort.
Good old Gort. He's here.
All right, what time are we at
Got
here?
about a minute left. We're going to see how
We're
this...
wrapping it up?
We're wrapping it up. All right, that was Fallout 76. I'm James. This is Mitchell. A ton more content for Fallout 76 on IGN.com. Please, please, please check out Brandon Graber's preview. He did a fantastic job. It's called Fallout 76 Feels Surprisingly Empty, or something of the like. For all things Fallout 76, you can keep it right here on IGN.